everyone must face a jury of their peers for the crimes that they commit. Now, his range of sentencing goes from life without parole to the death penalty. The DA also said that as far as they know, this was a mere stranger interaction, meaning it has no other connection. However, he did say they have not ruled out the possibility of others being charged in this investigation. They've been rather cryptic about that. But here is something interesting. Eliza Fletcher comes from a very influential family in the Memphis area, billionaires, in fact. There's some internet sleuths out there that think that her husband, Richie, is suspicious, as he would stand to gain financially. He has not been named or charged with anything. We have seen several true crime stories where the husband or the boyfriend is the guilty party. This is all just internet speculation. And investigations take a long time. And much time will be spent poring through Cleotha Abston's phones, emails, and whereabouts, as well as the Fletcher's devices. There's a particular video to watch when the family of Eliza Fletcher holds a press conference. Take a look here when Fletcher's uncle talks about information leading to her whereabouts. This is before they found her.
My name is Mike Keeney, and I am the uncle of Liza Fletcher. On behalf of Liza's family, her children, her mom Adele, her father Beasley, her brother Gil, and all the members of her family, we want to make a brief statement. We want to start by thanking everyone for their prayers and outpouring of support. Liza has touched the hearts of many people, and it shows. We want to thank the Memphis Police Department, Shelby County Sheriff Department, TBI, FBI, and all of the other law enforcement agencies who are working tirelessly to find Liza. The family has met with police, and we have shared with them all the information we know. More than anything, we want to see Liza returned home safely. The family has offered a reward for any information that leads to her safe return. We believe someone knows what happened and can help. If you have any information on this crime or Liza's location, call the police at 901-545-COPS or call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Thank you.
Notice that when he says this, Richie Fletcher places his hands around his face, attempting to dry tears. Dr. Phil McGraw, aka Dr. Phil, has studied defendants and helped pick juries, and he can spot when someone is lying or nervous by certain tells. Although Dr. Phil has not weighed in on this particular case, Fletcher's actions could appear to be suspicious to some, feigning his grief, but also maybe not. He may truly be a shocked, grieving husband. People grieve in different ways. I just think it's worth noting because this is happening at a critical time. And Richie Fletcher has had substance abuse issues and DUIs. The thing is, because this is in Memphis, a stranger incident like Cleotha Abston stalking and killing someone is not that novel. Memphis is a dangerous place. And to that very point, in the week that this is all taking place, a subsequent event happened. A gunman went on a seemingly random shooting spree in Memphis just this week, killing 4 people and wounding 3 others. That was on Wednesday. He was arrested after he crashed his car. The worst part? He live streamed his shootings. Because his whereabouts were not known for many hours, Memphis was on a lockdown of sheltering in place, as no one knew where this guy would strike next. University campuses locked down and public bus services were suspended. Ezekiel Kelly, 19, a violent felon who was released early from prison this year, was taken into custody at around 9 p.m. in the Memphis neighborhood of Whitehaven. My parents grew up there. Police spokeswoman Karen Rudolph said this. He did this over a course of 7 separate shootings and at least 2 carjackings. In one of his videos, he spoke casually to the camera before stepping out and opening fire in a store. He killed a woman whom he carjacked. And because he kept changing cars, it was difficult to identify him. Memphis police advised residents that if they did not have to be out, to stay indoors till this was resolved. Sadly, every day in Memphis poses the same risk. You can't hold yourself up until crime is resolved. In recent weeks in Memphis, a pastor was shot in a carjacking in broad daylight, an activist was shot over an argument about money, and now the murder of Eliza Fletcher and this mass shooting that left 4 dead. This spree killer, Ezekiel Kelly, should be considered a mass shooter. Kelly only served 11 months of a 3-year sentence. How's that possible? What kind of judges are in Memphis letting these killers loose early? Both Ezekiel Kelly and Cleotha Abston were felons who were released from prison early. Memphis has to look into these judges and these releases. The problem isn't the criminal justice system, it's the criminals. They are criminals. They have no respect for life. Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland called this unacceptable and said that if Kelly had served his full sentence, that 3 Memphis citizens would still be alive. But I will challenge that. In the cases of both Abston and Kelly, they were released early, but they still had evil in their heart to do it again. Their prison terms did not deter them. It did not rehabilitate them. So whether he got out in 20 years or 22 years, Abston was going to kill someone. Whether Kelly served 11 months or 3 years, he was going to go on the shooting spree. It is not if, it is when. I'm tired of hearing liberals complain about incarceration. They want to let everyone loose and have no law and order. Can you imagine how many more body bags we would have if they cut murderers like this loose? And while Tennessee recently passed a truth in sentencing law that prevents early release for certain felonies, I dare say that those full terms would prevent more murder. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy, who is a Democrat, is against the truth in sentencing law, as he said it doesn't reduce crime or rehabilitate criminals. He may be actually right. But then what do you do? Is the DA's office harsh enough on repeat offenders? Have they been soft in the past? Who are the judges who released the violent felons early? And what determination did they make that these guys were ready to re-enter society? You know, I think about that very famous scene from Shawshank Redemption when Morgan Freeman has been up for parole year after year, and he gets all excited. He might get cut loose. And every year they deny him until finally, one year, he's become so exasperated that it seems he truly has paid his penance, and they release him.
There's not a day goes by I don't feel regret. Not because I'm in here, because you think I should. I look back on the way I was then. A young, stupid kid who